Welcome back, you whiskey-loving legends, to another episode of Was It Worth the Whiskey. And today we'll be looking at Highland Park 12-year-old Viking Honor at 40 ABV. Now, the bottle didn't always look like this. And it recently, or not recently, back in 2017, went through a rebranding. Basically because they thought that the original bottle looked too much like an American bourbon barrel. So what they did, they looked at the heritage of the island where the distillery sits, which is Orkney. Orkney was originally a Norwegian earldom for centuries, or earldom kingdom, owned by the Vikings. And only became part of Scotland in the 1400s as a payment for a broken marriage between the two countries. Now, this stuff is said to be aged totally in sherry barrels. Now, that doesn't mean that's first filled sherry barrels. It could be second fill, third fill, fourth fill, fifth fill, who knows how many fills. But it is said to be completely sherry. They also use their own peat on the island. They have their own dedicated peat on the island. It's only the peat field that they use is only about 7 k's away from the distillery itself. So that adds a bit of that local flavour. And they also manually turn with shovels and spades, their barley as they're malting, during the malting process. Highland Park is Scotland's most northern distillery. But all aside, that all really doesn't matter. What matters is how it tastes. So on the nose, I get a malty meatiness, followed by a tangy light citrus, maybe orange citrus note, kind of like orange boiled lollies. And then, of course, I get burnt wisps of wood smoke as well. The nose is really nice, but to me it feels like it's missing something. Straight away I'm thinking that they've cut it too much, and it would have been so much better had it not been cut down to 40%. But anyway, let's give it a taste. Okay, wow. So we get this gentle sweetness, followed by a distinct waft of bark smoke, and almost immediately after, you get this drying effect in your mouth, and then turning into this bitterness. Let me try again. It's like you put it in your mouth and it's a bang, it's this very fast arrival of that first initial sweetness. But the fast arrival is only beaten by the speed that it disappears and goes to nothing. It's kind of, how can I put it? It's kind of, for me, if I had to say, it would be like the first time I had sex as a teenager. It was very quick, it was wow exciting, and then it was all over and there was nothing there. Yeah, that's about as much as I can put it. And then the finish obviously is short, it's lacking complexity, and then after you get that short bitter nothingness, then you get this, a bit of this pith-like bitterness. It's not very pleasant. There's nothing left in your mouth. It's just, I'll try again. Yeah, it's really, for me, very disappointing. Especially to the nose, The nose almost has something there. You know that the whiskey itself could have been something, but I think they fucked it. I think they've, it's for the mass produce, it's for the, a cheap price. I think you could do a lot better. Anyway, we'll give it a score. So on the nose, even though all that, and even though I think it's missing something, I'm going to give it an 87 for the nose. Because the nose had something. It had something there. On the palate, I'm going to give it an 83 points for the palate. Basically only because that first, like when you first put it in your mouth, you get this big bang, but then it's gone. But that big bang, it's nice, right? But then it's gone. So if you're a whiskey sniffer and you just want to sit there and sniff your whiskey, maybe this one's for you. And the finish of nothingness, I got to give it it's not horrible, but there's nothing there, so I'm going to give it a 77, and that will give us a total score of 82 points for the Highland Park 12-year-old. But more importantly than that, as we all know, is was it worth it? Now this bottle you can pick up for 35 pounds. Sometimes on Amazon you might be able to get it for 25 pounds. You can get it for 50 USD or 75 AUD Australian dollars. So on that price and 82 points, unfortunately, well not unfortunately, it's just the way it bloody is, it's a thumbs down 4.5 out of 10. I can't see myself ever buying this bottle again, even at 25 pounds, purely because it just lets you down. Anyway, till next time, keep on searching for the good one. Cheers.